Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Puborama, and in today's video, I'll be breaking into everything you need to know for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. We got deals, discounts, and some extra cash. Let's get straight into it. For any people that want to grind money or think that they can make extra money with businesses, this is not the week for you. It's honestly kind of tragic. Rockstar has not had a good week in like 3 weeks when it comes to making money. So what do we have bonus cash on? Well, we've got ×2 money on Short Trips and Sumo Remix, who cares? And ×3 money on taxi work and missions that nobody cares about. In other words, this week is tragic for money. Don't bother doing the money bonuses that they have. You can literally do the Cayo Perico heist once or the agency missions and you'll make way more money. So just don't even bother with the extra money this week. With that aside, at least we have some decent discounts to talk about. First of all, we got property discounts. The hangar and all the modifications with the hangar is 40% off. So that's pretty good. Now to be fair, Rockstar has had like for the past, again, 3 weeks, like hangar discounts off and on. So if you don't own a hangar already, I would suggest to get one, but most likely all of you already own a hangar from the previous discounts we've already had. So that's the first thing. There's also 40% off all apartments. Now that is quite important. If you don't own all the apartments in the game or all the slots, this is a good week if you want to get some extra garage slots to pick up some apartments. I'm definitely going to be doing that myself because I'm running low on some garage slots in my Eclipse Boulevard garage, so that's what I'd suggest to do if you wanted some extra slots here and there. With that aside, let's break into the discounts this week. Starting off, we have the Podium vehicle, which is the Yosemite Drift. Kind of a cool looking truck, not gonna lie. It's pretty fun to drive, especially because it does have the ability to drift here and there. The prize ride this week is a vehicle that's free for a pretty big portion of PC players due to the Criminal Enterprise Starter Pack, but if you don't have this vehicle, it's a pretty easy one to get your hands on. You literally need to finish second place or better 2 days in a row. You can get one friend online and literally do the race with that friend 2 days in a row, and you'll both get your hands on the vehicle. It's literally just that simple. The Turismo, it's a fun supercar. There's definitely nothing incredible about it, but it's a decent car on handling. It looks really nice, and Rockstar revamped it, so it's got some new liveries and customization, which is actually pretty cool. So I definitely say to get your hands on this vehicle if you don't have one already. Now we make our way over to the discounted vehicles. Starting off, we have the Bravado Greenwood, a vehicle that I've seen discounted a fair chunk of times at this point, and if you want my opinion why, it's pretty simple. It's because literally nobody wants to buy this muscle car. It's the worst Amani Tech vehicle by far. Especially now the Buffalo EVX exists, which is not only faster than the Greenwood, especially if you get the HSW variants, but it also features better missile resistance. I mean, there's no reason to get your hands on this vehicle unless you want a 4-door Amani Tech car, but even then, there's much better options with 4 doors, like the Jubilee or the Deity. I just don't buy the Greenwood. It's not worth the price tag. After the Greenwood, we arrive at a pretty mediocre vehicle, being the Willard Edora. This is 30% off, going from $1.25 million to about $900,000. There's nothing really special at all I can say about the Edora. I mean, it's a cool looking car. I'm always a big fan of like the 70s, 60s design vehicle, which is definitely what this is based off of. But at the same time, the handling on this thing is absolutely tragic, and you're just never gonna pull this vehicle out apart from like the casual meme or showcase to your friends. But apart from that, I mean, look at how bad this thing is to drive. Just don't get your hands on the Edora. Our next discount is yet again another classic muscle, this one being the Broadway. It's a cool looking car, I'm not gonna lie. The Broadway's got a lot of customization, and it is quite a bit better on handling and speed than the Edora. But apart from that, it's still really nothing special. Its price tag's going from $900,000 to $650,000. What I will say is, for the price tag, it's not an awful car. It looks cool, it's got a decent top speed, so at that point, I can definitely say if you're a fan of how this vehicle looks, then it's not a bad vehicle to get your hands on at all. But apart from that, again, I can't really say it's worth it to drop your money on this. Next up on the discount list, we have the Peyote Gasser, an incredibly cool and fun car to drive. Unfortunately, that's about as much as I can say about it. Look at this thing's handling. It has got to be the worst handling in the game. If you are not ready to spam the brakes, like, look at this, it's so dang bad. So, yeah, when it comes to the Peyote Gasser, it's really just going to be fun if you want that straight line acceleration. I can't even say speed, because unironically, even though it's based off, like, a dragster, it doesn't really speed at anything. It's not fast at all. Peyote Gasser is just a vehicle that had a lot of potential to be like the Weevil Custom, and in reality is like a Panto that goes 120. It's just really, really lame. It's cheap, it's 40% off, so it's only 483,000 this week, and it is a removed vehicle, so if you want to add this to your car collection, it's not the worst thing ever, but I definitely wouldn't say it's a car you're going to drive due to its handling, because holy crap is its handling bad. Final discounted vehicle we have is the Shister Deviant. I never know how to pronounce it, but we've got the Deviant, which is a weird looking muscle car. I think the front looks really cool, but even then, it's just an absolutely weird looking car. But weird is not always a downside, so I'm not going to complain. This vehicle is not incredibly fast, nor is it impressive at all when it comes to handling in the muscles category, but what I will say is it is really, really cheap. It's normally $512,000, but it's 50% off this week, so you can get your hands on it for $256,000. So I'd say it's worth it. I mean, if you don't own it, just pick it up. It's incredibly cheap, and it is a removed vehicle, so at that point, it's just a car to add into your collection. But it's definitely not going to be anything special on handling, but it looks cool, so I guess you got that going for it. To finish off today's video, we have the removed cars. Some of them we've already talked about. We got the Deviant, which is removed, that has come back this week, and we got the Peyote Gasser, which has come back this week. However, the three cars that are back that are not on sale, we have the Comet SR, the Coquette, and the Blade. Vehicles, I would say, that are worth the price. First of all, we have the Coquette. This is actually an incredibly unique and old vehicle. This is like one of the OG sports cars, and even though it doesn't feature incredible handling or top speed, it's still a really cool car. It's got some decent customization, like a spoiler option, some bumper options, skirts. It's just a cool vehicle, so I'd get your hands on it. But not only that, we have the Comet SR, which is back this week, and I would highly suggest to get your hands on the Comet SR. Not only is it the 8th best lap time sports car, which is pretty impressive when you realize that there's nothing unique about this vehicle. It's just your average Porsche. It's just got amazing handling. So it looks great, got some decent customization, and for the price tag, it's a really, really good vehicle. And then we got the Blade, which I can't really say to get your hands on because there's nothing special about the Blade. It's just a muscle car. It seems like this week Rockstar is just selling a lot of muscle cars. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's Muscle Week. But either way, the Blade's, it's a vehicle. If you wanted to get your hands on it, get it this week, but I can't really say there's anything special. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more content like it in the future, you know what to do. Let me know what you think about this week. I think this week kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. There are some decent vehicles that are returning, like we got the Comet SR and the Coquette, both pretty cool. But apart from that, the discounts are pretty lame, apart from the apartment and hangar, and the money, yeah, the money's just trash. So I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.